if you watched my most recent video, you'll know it's time to refresh my mani. So let's just get right on into this. I'm gonna start soaking off all this heavy glitter polish. I know this is gonna be a nightmare to get off, so let's just get right on into that. As you can see, when you start scrubbing this, the glitters don't really come off, just the color. So this is going to need some serious soaking. Just really saturate that. Wrap it. And I'm going to let it sit for like a minute. Let's see if there's any progress here. Nothing. Alright, well, I already knew this was going to be a nightmare to get off, so I guess I'll show you how I deal with these glitters. Some people might be cringing at me, but these big glitters, I just kind of peel off myself. Maybe I shouldn't be using the edges of my nails as tools, but that's pretty much what I think they're there for. So that's our little tool, as well as obviously to protect the tips of our fingers. So I do use my nails as tools. Cringe if you'd like. But that's my method. You can utilize your own method if you like. I think there might be some polish remnant in there. 2 down. Let's saturate this back up. And I'm going to let this soak on this guy for a while. Let's check in on this nail. Oh my gosh, you guys. Really? Oh, glitter polishes can really be a pain. They are so nice. Especially these jellies where you get to see every little fleck and flake and whatever in between, but taking them off is a real chore. Let's resaturate our little pad here, which is really looking pretty gnarly at this point. Oh, it so much reminds me of Jerry Seinfeld when he's like, I don't know what you women do with your cotton balls, but every time I see one, it's at the bottom of a wastebasket, and it looks like it's been through, you know, what, but very funny. I never see anybody using a cotton ball, yet when I do see one, they really look like they've been through the ringer, basically, is the joke, and definitely reminds me of that at this point. Let's look and see how our withered pad is holding up to this extremely gritty and hard to scrub off polish. Oh my gosh, you guys. The polish is winning this time. Like, even the color is so trapped under all those glitters. My goodness. This is really just what we're going to do. It just seems to be the easiest method. My theory is that utilizing the nails as tools makes them stronger rather than weaker. You might be more susceptible to an overall break, but as far as like brittleness and just nail strength in general, look at this thing. It has been through the ringer. That looks like really gross. That's what I'll say. I think we'll get a new one. Here we go. Let's wet her up. I'm going to really saturate this one. I'm not playing any games. Left my fingers wet. Let's get it off. This one is the extension nail, and those seem to be really hard to get the polish off. So I'm going to soak this for an abnormally long amount of time. I'll be right back. We'll see if this abnormally long amount of time did much of anything. Not really, guys. Whatever. Let's just scrub this down. I'm just gonna scrub them all. This is kind of cray-cray. Look at all the glitter I'm fighting here. The glitter is winning, but I'm just gonna scrape them off. Scrubbing with a little pad is not gonna do for this thing, that's for sure. Well, I just took off part of my builder gel. Jeez. And that's why scraping is not recommended by the nail professionals, which I am not. I am a hobbyist and I love nail everything. Nail polish, nail extensions, nail art, everything. Just love it. Very fun craft, if I may say that it is one. Because I feel like you have to have some sort of artistic ability to do some of these really amazing nail arts I've seen. I just can't imagine being so talented. I'm going to nip this a little bit because it's also starting to lift. I had to grab my tweezers for this a little bit here. This edge just could go. And we'll have a nice smooth nail again. This is extremely fine, extremely flimsy. It's foamy. Nowhere near like this one. You can't even squish it really. And it's really hard and gritty. You can see how gritty this is. And this is the 18010, I believe. But this one is like super soft, super worn. You can even see against this just how soft both sides are. So don't go into your nails with any super gritty files, please. For the love, I beg of you. I'm gonna clip this a little more. This is like really in need. But now I'm just gonna go in and file that down. Not much on the nail itself, but right on this extension. I don't know if you can see exactly. There you go. See how I'm not really on the nail, I'm just on the extension. And I'm just working that down to be a bit closer. It doesn't have to be exactly, it doesn't have to be exactly flush, but really close is nice because the second you put on a base coat, which I do over this, miss some glitter, but when you do the base coat, it fills that in. And then you'll have a smooth surface. So I was going to shape this one up a little bit more and round it off and just make it a little bit closer. Now that this one is growing, that whole growth has made this longer than it needs to be, but this has started peeling up, so I'm just going to remove it. And once I remove this, I'm just going to go along with the rest of all these removal. I won't make you suffer through watching that. And then we'll get on into nail prep. My first hand is ready. I will probably file this guy down just because he's so big. Compared to the rest, it's just not necessary that that one be that long, as much as I love the length. I'm just going to give it a little clip and then file it. Not too much, because I love it, but enough to where it's not so obnoxious sticking out by itself. That will look a little bit better with these other shorties. Looks a little more even. So this one's done and ready for painting. For this one, and I'll get back to you. When I removed the polish on this middle one, I realized this was broken here. I do plan on kind of filing that down anyways, so that's fine, but had longer nails with the rest, I would just cover this with either dip or a builder gel to keep it covered until it was the proper length to where I wanted to cut it off. But at this time, I am going to just cut and file that down to match the rest of what's going on here. Same with this one. Once I get the polish off of it, you can see how long this one is, so I will have to cut that one back a little bit if I want coherence here. My base coat, I want something nourishing, so I'm going to go with this Oxygen nail treatment. It is slightly pink, but it is very sheer. Let's go on in with that. I really like this just on its own. It's such a nice, nourishing coat, and it looks so pretty. The polish I'm going to be using, it's one of my favorites. You can see the fill line is way down here. It is a light baby pink. And this is GH. Super light pastel, nude kind of color. First coat. a second coat. I'm going to go ahead and put on a really pretty topper to that color. This has some little pink translucent squares as well as blue hex. This is called Heavenly, and all the glitters in here are like translucent shifty. Let's just go right on in for our first coat. So as you can see, this is super pretty and colorful and just adds a little extra, but it's kind of sparse in some areas. So I'm going to go in with a second coat of this glitter topper. Now that that looks pretty even, I'm just going to go in and top this off with a top coat to seal all of that in. Just like that, we have a beautiful mani. If you would like more videos like this, go ahead and like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell and you will never miss an upload. Till next time, friends, thanks for hanging with me.